Do you think you can keep living like this, acting like an idiot, like a doormat for this woman? It's time to wake up to reality. Man, when you start using contempt, her ego, which has been inflated throughout the relationship, gets hit hard. She's used to feeling in control, doing whatever she wants without any consequences. But when you start ignoring her wishes, treating her with the indifference she deserves, the impact is devastating. She feels challenged, her self-esteem is shaken, and suddenly she's no longer the powerful woman she believed herself to be. Let's go. Number 1. An inflated ego is a weapon against you. The more you give in, the more she feels entitled to treat you with disregard. And you know what? The truth is, it's your fault. You allowed her to believe she can do whatever she wants without facing any consequences. But by using contempt, you break this illusion. She starts questioning her worth, wondering what she did wrong. Suddenly, the man who was always at her feet, who did everything for her, is no longer available. This deeply hurts her ego, and she will fight to regain control. And don't think she'll accept this gracefully. She'll try everything to manipulate you back into a submissive position. She'll use every emotional trick in the book to make you return to being the doormat she knew. But you can't give in. This is unacceptable. You need to take action now. No more excuses. She needs to understand that you are no longer willing to be trampled on. Every time you ignore her, respond with coldness, you are reinforcing this new dynamic. She will fight against it, but deep down she feels challenged, and that's where you gain ground. Don't be fooled by her emotional games. She'll try to make you feel guilty, cry, create drama, but it's all a desperate attempt to regain control. Stay firm. Show that you're no longer willing to be manipulated. She needs to feel that she has lost the power she had over you. Only then will she start to see you with respect, to realize that you are no longer the weak man she thought she knew. When her ego is hurt, the dynamic completely changes, and you finally take control of the relationship. Number 2. Nice guys aren't attractive. Have you ever stopped to think about why nice guys aren't attractive? Let's be honest here. Most women aren't drawn to men who are always available, who do everything to please them. They might use these men, but they never take them seriously. And you, are you going to keep being the doormat? Women know very well when a man is too nice. They sense the lack of firmness, the inability to say no, and use it to their advantage. They take every opportunity, get as much as they can, and then discard you as if you were worthless. This is unacceptable. You need to understand that being too nice is a shot in the foot. When you do everything for her without asking for anything in return, she doesn't see you as a partner, but as a servant. She knows you'll be there no matter what, and that takes all the challenge out of the relationship. And the worst part is, while you're there chasing after her, doing everything to please, she's looking for someone who challenges her, someone who isn't available all the time. Contempt is your weapon. When you start ignoring her, not replying to her messages immediately, not doing everything she wants, she starts to see you differently. You stop being the nice guy she can manipulate and become a challenge. And that's what most women want, a challenge. They want someone who makes them work for it, who doesn't give in easily, who makes them feel insecure every now and then. This awakens in them a desire to conquer, to prove to themselves that they still have the power to seduce you. When you use contempt, you're showing that you have value, that you won't submit to her whims. She starts to see you as a strong man who doesn't soften easily, and this kind of man is much more attractive. He knows how to provide good things, but doesn't hand everything over on a silver platter. He makes the woman work for it, feel challenged. This completely changes the dynamic of the relationship, and suddenly she's chasing after you, trying to win you over, wanting to prove that she can still have you. Make no mistake, being too nice is a weakness. If you want to be taken seriously, you need to show firmness, be able to say no, to set boundaries. Use contempt to your advantage. Show that you're not available all the time, that she needs to work for your attention. This will not only make her respect you more, but also increase her desire for you. Don't be the doormat anymore. Be the man she desires, the man she needs to conquer every day. Number 3, activating psychological triggers. Do you think you can keep acting like an idiot, letting this woman control every aspect of the relationship while you trail behind her? It's time to wake up to reality. Man, if you want to be respected, you need to learn to use psychological triggers that activate the fear of losing you. This isn't cheap manipulation, it's strategy, and it's essential if you want to have any control in your relationship. When you activate these triggers, you get into her mind in a profound way. She starts thinking about you all the time, fearing that you might move on. This fear is powerful. It makes her see your value in a way she never did before. And how do you do this? By using contempt. It's not about completely ignoring her, but showing that you have other priorities, that your life doesn't revolve around her. She needs to realize that you're not a doormat, that you have options, that you can move on at any moment. This awakens in her a possessive instinct, a deep fear of losing what she thought was guaranteed. When you show that you're willing to leave her aside, that you won't accept being treated as a second option, she starts to value you. This fear of losing you is a powerful psychological trigger that keeps you rooted in her mind. And it's not just about playing games. It's about showing that you have value, that you won't accept being treated poorly. When you demonstrate that you're willing to move on, that you're not afraid of being alone, she realizes she needs to make an effort to keep you around. This completely changes the dynamic of the relationship. She starts chasing after you, trying to please you, proving that she deserves your attention. Do you think she'll respect you if you keep behaving like a doormat? Of course not. She'll use you, manipulate you, and when she finds someone better, she'll discard you. But if you learn to use these psychological triggers, if you show that you have options, that you won't accept being treated poorly, she'll start to see you differently. She'll start to respect you, to value you. And that's essential if you want a healthy relationship. Don't be mistaken, activating these triggers isn't cruelty. It's strategy. It's about protecting your value, about showing that you won't accept being treated like a doormat. If you want to be taken seriously, you need to learn to use these tools to your advantage. And when you do, you'll see a significant change in how she treats you and how she sees you. And finally, you'll have the control you deserve in the relationship. Number 4, keeping the relationship hot. Do you think you can keep ruining your relationship with over-the-top displays of affection? Let's be honest here. Too much reassurance turns the relationship into something monotonous and dull. The woman loses interest because there's nothing left to conquer. She feels too secure, and this security kills the attraction. You need to learn how to keep the relationship hot, and that involves knowing how to use contempt intelligently. When you take the woman out of the spotlight in your life, when you stop fulfilling her every wish, she starts to realize she's no longer in control. This awakens in her a desire to win back what she had. She starts making an effort, trying to please you, doing more for you. This change is essential to keep the flame of the relationship burning. When she realizes she isn't guaranteed, that she needs to make an effort, the relationship becomes exciting and full of adrenaline again. And don't think this is easy. It will require firmness on your part. It will require you to stop being the nice guy who gives in to her every whim. You need to show that you have other priorities, that your life doesn't revolve around her. This not only makes her respect you more, but also increases her desire for you. When she feels she has to make an effort, that she isn't guaranteed, she starts seeing you in a different way. The relationship stays hot, full of energy, and this is essential to keep her interest. Do you think she'll value you if you keep filling her with reassurances? Of course not. She'll see you as a doormat, someone she can manipulate effortlessly. But if you learn to use contempt to show that you have other priorities, that you're not available all the time, she'll start to value you. She'll feel she has to win you over, that she has to do more to keep you around. And this completely changes the dynamic of the relationship. Keeping the relationship hot isn't about cheap manipulation. It's about showing that you have value, that you won't accept being treated poorly. When you take her out of the spotlight, when you show that you have other priorities, she starts to realize she needs to make an effort. This makes her feel all that adrenaline from the early days when she didn't know you completely. And this adrenaline is essential to keep the relationship alive, to keep her interest in you. Don't be fooled by her emotional games. Stay firm. Show that you won't accept being treated as a second option. Use contempt to your advantage. Show that you have value, that you won't submit to her whims. And when she realizes this, when she sees she has to make an effort, the relationship will become hot again, full of energy, and you will finally have the respect and value you deserve in the relationship. I hope these tips have opened your eyes to a new way of handling your relationships. Remember, you deserve to be treated with respect and value. Don't let anyone treat you like a doormat. Use contempt to your advantage. Set your boundaries and show that you are a man of worth. Now, I want to hear from you. Leave your comments below. Share your experiences and opinions about what we discussed today. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next video. Take care and don't let anyone walk all over you.